And now I'm getting ready to start on a quest in the rebuilding of the nonprofit's web page, which does not come easy from someone who does not know much about computers at all. But I'm rebuilding the web page and I'm putting a main focus on agoraphobia and panic disorder to start with, as there are so many people out there suffering with agoraphobia. And I've suffered with it for 42 years, the panic disorder for 42 years. I have a pretty good outreach that I can reach out and get out to and do some things. Um, and there are just so many. I know there's many people who know people suffering with this, and I know that they love us, they care about us, they're concerned with us, but they don't truly care enough to dive into what the problem truly is, to understanding what it is truly like to suffer from this prison of agoraphobia, this horrible, horrific, terrible, unknown fear that came out of nowhere, has no cause, has no cure, according to those who deal with it. And I believe they're wrong. Um, but the thing is, we need people who are willing to reach out and truly understand what it's like to be stuck in the fight, flight, freeze mode. You've all been in it. A moment of sheer terror and panic, something happened to you, scared you, and you jump in the fight, flight, freeze mode for a quick second. Your body's just confused, your mind's confused, and then you do something about it and you get out of it. But for tens and tens and tens of millions of people, somehow, when you get into that fight, flight, freeze mode, the chemicals that are being dumped into your brain to help you decide what to do get stuck open. And them chemicals keep pouring and pouring and pouring, and they never stop. You're stuck in that mode that you felt for a few seconds, that scared you half to death for a few seconds. Many of us are stuck in, and it doesn't end. It never ends. It feels like it is never going to end. And what do? You can't just keep running or keep freezing or keep, I mean, I get stuck. Most of us get stuck in the freeze mode. You can't run because of the agoraphobia, and you can't fight because you're too froze. And I believe there's another part that needs to be added to that, and they did add to fight, flight, freeze, or feign, which more or less is the peacemakers in the world, which is truly what I was. I was one of the peacemakers. I would rather stand and try to get people to calm down and relax if there was a fight going on and stuff, because my mind couldn't handle everything that was going on. So I guess I would fall into the freeze and feign area. There's another area called ignore, and that's where the ones suffering from the panic disorder need to learn. But it's a learned process, and it comes through learning about the peace and joy, starting every day in the peace and joy of Jesus Christ in your heart, mind, spirit, and soul, and realizing that you must learn to carry that peace throughout the day, throughout all things, not worry about other people in the world, not worry about the world, not worry about what's happening or gonna happen out there, because we need to concentrate on what's happening within ourselves, because it doesn't matter what's happening to anybody in the world. If we can't even take care of ourselves, then there's nothing we can do for the world, anyways. So we've got to realize the world isn't going to stop to help us or wonder about, they may wonder about why we aren't doing something. They may seem to care about why we're stuck. But as I said, they don't care enough to dive in to find out what's truly happening, or what we truly feel like or are truly going through, so that they could truly understand. And we need more awareness out there. We need more people who are not stuck in the mode to study it and to realize, so that they could become truly caring and understanding with their family and friends and people out there who are suffering from this and just need someone to hold on to them and be able to truly say, okay, I understand what's going on. And now, what are we going to do about it? Step by step, one small step at a time, to bring the peace and joy back inside you like it is supposed to be. Many people in the world operate, even through all the chaos, they still have some form of peace inside them that keeps them going. They still have some form of just understanding that they're going to make it through the day and be okay. But those suffering from the panic disorder, the anxiety disorder, they don't feel like they're going to make it through the next minute and be okay. They don't understand. People, they don't understand there is something that is worse than death out there. And anybody in the world can be struck with it at any moment, including you, just like I was. And it's panic disorder, it's agoraphobia. I didn't ask for it. I didn't do something to get it. It didn't just, you know, come from, doing something wrong or whatever. It just came. And that's all there was to it. It just hits whoever it wants, and it just comes in the blink of an eye, and you are stuck in the most horrendous prison you've ever been in, and it can happen to anybody in this world. And if you would become prepared by learning about it, by learning to understand at least what you can about it, and then truly finding a peace within yourself to be prepared that if it ever does happen, that you will at least have a knowledge and an understanding to even be able to help yourself. And the best way to get that is by helping another. And I am going to start. I have a plan, and we are going to start. And I am going to need help. I am going to need help from some of my closest, dearest. I know I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of close friends, but I need the ones who are close enough to truly understand what's going on inside of me, and to truly be able to stand by me and hold me up, so that I can help others to learn how to find their peace and joy, and their team to hold them up, so that we can get the awareness and the healing process started around the world, because this affects everyone from 10 years old to 100 years old in every county, city, state, and country in this world. And if you don't believe that, go on to one of the agoraphobia, panic disorder, depression pages on Facebook and read the posts of some of the people who are suffering from agoraphobia, and read what they're going through and how bad they truly want to die, but they're afraid to try. I lived for 12 years wanting to die literally every minute of every single day, from the age of 16 years old to 28 years old. That's all I wanted to do, was die. People say, well, if you want to die, just die. It's not that simple, because you're afraid that if you try something and it don't work, then you're going to wake up in a different place. It's going to scare you to death, because you can't even leave your house, much less go to a hospital. So there is no option to even try. And we're mostly just seeking out, reaching our hand out, going, if one person would just grab my hand and say, look, it's going to be okay. I am going to learn about this with you and walk through this with you, and we're going to bring you through it. Then you could be a hero to someone, one of God's children, who truly, truly needs you, and truly will just be your best friend forever over just you caring about them, not for what you could buy them or what you could do for them other than caring for them. And that's the kind of friends that we need to become again, ones who truly care about what our other friends and family are going through each day. Not just saying, I hope you'll be okay. I do care about you. I love you. I know, if you need anything at all, call me, But we can't stop and take that little bit of time to sit down with them and say, okay, let's look at what's truly bothering you and let's get through it together. Because that's truly what caring is. It ain't about words, it's about sitting down and joining our hearts together and saying, let's do something here. I want you to watch because I've got a lot of new videos going to be coming up on learning how to help others, learning how to have a peace and joy every morning that lasts all day, every day, regardless of the chaos that's going on in your world or the world out there or anything else, because you truly can experience the peace and joy of Christ in everything you do, in all your pain, in all your suffering, in all your confusion. You can have peace and joy every moment of every day. I'll be talking to you soon. God bless you all. I love you all. And let's do this together.